Oh.
Good afternoon, everyone. You're listening to Substation Gaming Podcast. I'm Lucas. With me, I have Black Chestnut.
Hello.
And Ricola.
Yo.
Today, we're going to be discussing all the recent news. The first one being the Super Mario Party Online.
Yeah, the update where they gave online play for Super Mario Party, so you can play with your friends.
I did not see this coming. I did not think they would up. How long has Mario Party been out now?
It's been like, I think 2 years at this point.
That's so weird. I mean,
Yeah.
it's great they're adding it.
This is literally the only update I think it's gotten,
That's so weird.
like outside of bug fixes.
See, I feel like this game should be like a gimme for online, because like it'd be so fun to play with people online.
Yeah, I mean they finally added it.
Yeah, it is a party game though, like more or less aimed for people playing it at a party, but like I feel like it's one of the games that should have gotten online on release, but it's nice
it definitely should have had online on release, and they definitely should have updated it sooner. Like, it took them a year after, like, the pandemic's been going on for like a year and no one's been able to have any parties for like a year. So, being able to play Mario Party online with your friends seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it took them this long to do it.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, why did they take so long to do this? But it's nice to see that they're finally doing it.
They forgot it existed. Just like
it's Nintendo.
It seems
they
like,
don't make the logical decision. They wait 2 years and then make the logical decision.
Yeah, which boggles my mind, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Did they that's the only thing they added for it?
Yeah, but it was a pretty substantial update. It added like multiple different online modes.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Because before, like, the only online mode it had was like play with randos for the mini games.
just mini games, right?
Yeah. And that was it. And so now you can do like all that stuff plus the regular boards with your friends.
That's neat. It's a nice little touch they're doing.
Yeah. So hopefully it will become, a standard feature going forward with all the new Mario Party games.
When you said
And they'll
hopefully
actually
it will
have
become,
this
I was
at
hoping you were
launch.
gonna say it would become an esport.
No, that would be terrible. But, I'm
would
pretty
be
sure people
sick.
play like Monopoly competitively, so
Which is a terrible competitive game.
yeah.
There's much better board games you can play. It's like playing Sorry competitively.
Yo,
Like-
Sorry is the best game. Come on.
Yeah.
Sorry is like the worst board game. It's just like, screw you, the board game.
Isn't it called like Ludo in other countries?
I don't know. I think Sorry is a good name because the game is literally telling you sorry because it sucks. You just occasionally just get screwed over and lose instantly. It's awful.
Yeah.
But anything else to say about Mario Party?
Yeah, not too much. I mean, it's just an online
I still haven't
update.
played Super Mario Party.
Yeah. I mean, I was considering buying it the one time, but then I was like, why would I spend $60 on the new Mario Party? They're just okay, as opposed to just booting up an old one instead.
Yeah. And on top of it, like, who are you gonna play with, really?
Oh, well, you guys. That was the idea.
But COVID, like, we haven't really been able to hang out.
Yeah, well, this was like back when it came out.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
yeah.
I
no,
remember.
Yeah. No.
We were hanging out, and I was like, you guys want to do Mario Party? I could buy it digitally, and we ended up deciding no.
We already owned like multiple Mario Parties.
Yeah, I was like,
They're
nah,
probably better.
just boot up one of the old ones.
Right. All right. Well, let's move
6,
on.
Baby. Mario Party 6, best.
Yeah,
Let's move on to the most recent state of play.
yeah,
Yeah, probably the biggest chunk of what we have to talk about today.
definitely.
All right. First game that was talked about was Subnautica Below Zero.
Yeah, it's Subnautica with ice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of walking around on land, I noticed. And characters, like, I don't know, this looks a lot different from base Subnautica.
Yeah, it looks.
This is like a full-on sequel, right?
Yes.
From what I can tell, yeah, because it already had an expansion before.
But something cool about this that they said in the like when they aired it, is that if you had PS4 Subnautica, you would get this game for free.
No, I think they said you would get
Oh,
the
you get
original
PS5
Subcon.
version.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
think
you
I
don't
said
get
that.
this game for free if you're owning the original. You get the original for free on PS5 if you own the PS4 version.
okay, that makes a lot more sense. But no, that's still cool though. I mean, you get to be able to play Subnautica on better graphics, essentially.
Yeah.
Lower.
Yes, I've seen some PS5 games charge for it actually.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk, that's like $5 to upgrade.
Yeah. It's not always free to upgrade.
So that's nice to know.
Yeah. No. This game looks like it has a lot more like interaction. It seems like.
Yeah, a lot different. Like as I said, like you're on land. It looked like you were like a lot more land masses than the original Subnautica, which is almost entirely into water. Yeah, and there were other characters. Does Subnautica even have a single other character?
Not that I remember.
Yeah. So I don't know. I gotta play more of the original, but the sequel looks pretty solid.
Yeah, I've only played it a couple times, the original one, but this definitely like intrigued me a lot. Seeing the trailer for this, I don't even know if they're considering it a trailer. They just kind of showed like
Well, yeah, that's a trailer.
nice
No
touches.
It's a
gameplay.
trailer.
Yeah, I mean, nice touches they added. A lot of the I don't even know what to call them, like sea creatures.
The aliens.
Yeah, the alien sea creatures. Like they look pretty cool looking.
La Creatura.
Like just the one we got on this picture in the background just looks really cool. It looks like it's got a giant arrowhead that's on fire. Almost looks like.
It looks like he's a
It looks like a
got,
squid.
like a big nose. He's a clown.
He's a clown. He's just a clown.
Yeah.
And then we got the sea centipede below it.
I think it's just the same thing.
Oh, it's all one thing. I'm slow. Jesus. I did not realize that was all one thing. Okay. I don't know why. It also looked like they added these like cool little motorbike looking things. Those look cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Want to move on to the next thing?
Yes. Real quickly, the next thing we talked about was Among Us coming to PS5 and PS4.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Among Us.
all you Among Us fans out there, they're bringing Among Us to the PlayStation.
Actually, I think the Among Us fans wouldn't really care. Like,
Yeah.
already
I
have
think
more
they'll
accessible ways to play it.
No, I think they'll care because they're getting exclusive Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah. Ratchet looking a little sus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It gives people a reason to download Among Us for playing Ratchet and Clank.
It's just so silly to me that this is like one of their big announcements. It's like, oh, you can play a game that's free.
But yeah,
Yeah.
just Among Us, nothing too special. But
It's just funny to me.
yeah. But
Hurry, make a sus joke before we move on.
I already made one earlier.
where were you before lights went off?
We haven't filled our quota.
Where were you before
Yeah.
lights went off?
I was
Exactly.
in the other dimension.
Oh my god, is that a segue? Or not?
I don't know. It's a future reference.
It's a future reference.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, moving on to the actual juicy stuff
Yeah.
of that state of play, which is
This was like, yeah.
they released 15 minutes of gameplay from the Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart game that's coming out.
Yeah, it's impressive.
No, yeah, like that's an understatement. It looked really, really good.
First PS5 game to make me go like, oh wow, PS5 is pretty good. Like,
Okay,
power
so yeah, before I go on like a big Ratchet and Clank tangent, talking about every little detail about this 15-minute gameplay trailer, do you guys have any impressions on this?
Technically, I'm like amazed by it. Like stuff like the loading an entire level in a millisecond.
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
The amount of shit on screen was like, wow. See to run at a solid 60 the entire time. Like, yeah, just generally like, wow.
yeah, pretty much the same for me. This looks really well optimized.
I'm just like half if I could get excited for it because like I want to. Do I want to play the rest of the series? But then I have to like dig out my PS3.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be worth it, especially if you're actually wanting to play it and build up to this game, because this game looks fucking sick.
Yeah.
Just looks like
Finally,
a really that's the time
yeah.
it took to make it and all this build up that they've had for it. It's definitely looks like it's gonna be a really, really good game.
Mm-hmm. Funnily enough, I have kind of been replaying through the series somewhat recently. I played like the first 4 games on the PS2 a few months back, but then I kind of got stopped from playing the PS3 games because I somehow lost my PlayStation 3 power cord, so I had to go buy a new one, and it's getting shipped in a few days. So I'm going to be starting up Ratchet and Clank Future Tools of Destruction when that comes in, and then I'm going to replay all the PS3 games, just the main ones.
Just real quick, how many Ratchet and Clank games are there?
Want me to just name them all off? Because I can do that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so there's Ratchet and Clank 1 on the PS2, and then there's Going Commando, Up Your Arsenal, then there's Deadlocked, and then you get to the PSP games where there's Size Matters and Secret Agent Clank, and then you go over to the PS3 games, which first one of that is Future Tools of Destruction, and then there's Quest for Booty, and then there's Crack in Time.
Right.
And then it gets into the more spin-off-y stuff. Then you get like a Full Frontal Assault. That's a spin-off. Then you get All for One, another spin-off. And then there's Into the Nexus. Right. And that one is technically mainline, but it's kind of only half a game. It's a smaller title. There's only like 4 or 5 planets in there. And then you get the 2016 reboot reimagining, which is technically non-canon because I'm pretty sure they just scrapped that whole. That didn't happen. Forget about it.
It could be canon, but the latest game is so far apart time-wise that I don't think it would matter.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I wouldn't count it as canon. I would count that as Quark fan fiction. And then you get the most recent game, which hasn't come out yet, Rift Apart. And so that's all the Ratchet and Clank games. I have played all of them. I haven't finished all of the spin-off ones. Like, I didn't finish All for One, and I only played the demo of Full Frontal Assault. Right. And I didn't finish Quest for Booty, although I'm going to do that when I get back to it.
What was that one? When you said it, I was like, wait, is that actually the name of one of them?
What, like Ratchet and Clank 4-play? That should have been the name.
What was it? Up Your Arsenal?
Yeah, Up Your Arsenal. Like, what?
Yeah, that's the third game.
What were there were some other worse rejected titles, weren't there? Oh yeah, Into the Nexus was Into the Nether Regions, but they had to change that.
Yeah. Yeah, the second game's Going Commando.
So they just have a genius naming these.
Oh no, it was Size Matters.
That's the PSP one.
I was like, what?
The gimmick in that game is you have a device that will shrink you, and then you fight tiny people. Size Matters is very okay. I'd say it's the most mediocre game, and that's mostly because it wasn't made by Insomniac.
Right.
For the most part, it's okay up until the final boss, in which it's obscenely hard for no reason. Like, that final boss is so fucking hard, I've literally only beaten it once.
Weird. I never really took Ratchet and Clank games as being that difficult. Like,
They're not. It's just that one boss fight from that one specific game. So that and the Secret Agent Clank final boss fight was also impossibly hard. But Secret Agent Clank is also, like, not very good for the most part.
Since we're just talking about the series, what the heck did you even do in Secret Agent Clank?
Secret Agent Clank is a weird spin-off game that doesn't really play like any of the other ones. There's like a lot of stealth elements in it. You play as Clank. Okay. It's very weird.
Assassin's Creed met Ratchet and Clank.
Not really, but sure.
No, it's just...
Yeah.
Creed's really a stealth game. It's more of you kind of walk around the open world and then occasionally be mildly discreet.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Anyway, maybe we should move on to Rift Apart.
Yeah,
Yes,
actually
yes.
talk about it. So,
Yes.
just go over some of the bigger gameplay changes in this one. They're really upping the platforming in this one. It seems like they
Yes.
put a lot more emphasis on it with the new wall running ability and the dash move.
That dash is cool.
Yeah,
It just like looks really satisfying.
yeah, it does look really good. I think it was like a scrapped concept from the first game
Oh, really?
that they couldn't get it to work. There was like a sidestep ability in the first game during like development where it would leave like a trail,
Mhm.
like the after image trail, like how it is in this one. But they couldn't get it like working without like having frame drops, I guess. So they cut it.
Okay. Oh, that's
I mean, that'd be pretty neat, yeah.
Yeah, so it seems like they kind of brought back some old ideas. Also, another little Easter egg from the first game. In part of the gameplay trailer, where Rivet was buying weapons from Mrs. Zircon, in the background, there was like a drill weapon that was a cut weapon from 1.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's
Little
a
references.
Easter egg or if that's actually going to be a weapon in the game. I'm guessing it's not, and it's just there as like a little Easter egg.
Yeah. Who knows? But all the weapons look cool. You said that they're doing a lot more of a newer arsenal because you said the last few games have been kind of stagnant in terms of arsenal.
Yeah. Like basically, it's been since Tools of Destruction where they've been reusing a lot of the weapons from that game for the last couple, and this one they really made sure to have almost entirely new weapons, with like a few specific ones returning.
Okay.
Yeah, and they look really good.
What are some of the weapons in the trailer? I just kind of saw them shoot. I always feel distracted by all the pretty particle effects.
Yeah. So they've got the new burst pistol weapon, which
Cool.
so they're doing a lot of stuff with the haptic feedback, the haptic triggers, where
Listen.
yeah, depending on how far you pull the trigger back, it will change like your firing type, where you
neat.
can pull it like individually for like single shots with better accuracy, or you can hold it down for rapid fire. You also got the shotgun weapon, the Enforcer, which is like a double barrel super shotgun type weapon,
Nice.
Right.
where if you only pull down the trigger halfway, it will only fire 1 shot, and then it will reload faster if you only fire 1 shot, as opposed to if you pull it down all the way, you fire both shots for more damage.
I wonder how well that will like. I haven't used the dual sense yet, so I wonder how how easy it is to use.
Real quick, they also added that they were trying to do something a lot similar in Subnautica. Forgot to mention that, but back to the part.
Yeah, a lot of PS5 games are pushing the haptic feedbacks stuff.
Which is cool because that's a gimmick that they forgot about back in like GameCube and PS2 era. Because those controllers they just forgot about it.
Yeah, they had like the pressure sensitive buttons and stuff on the PS2, but they only used it for like 4 games.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
I also like the fact you could talk to the NPCs. They don't just disappear whenever you go near them.
Yeah.
Appreciated. Thank you, Insomniac.
Yeah. Hopefully, this game will see a bit of a return to form for the older games in terms of production value. Just because all the Ratchet and Clank games have always looked pretty good and have always had fairly high production values. But, like, you can definitely tell when they went to the PS3, a lot of that kind of...
Really? Is that true? I didn't really play
Yeah.
the remake, but remake was pretty impressive. I don't know. I
It
haven't
did,
played
but
it,
like you compare the animation in the like dialogue cutscenes where you're talking to people just on a planet, and the
Oh, yeah.
animation quality is like night and day compared to the original. In the original, they're super well animated. They're constantly, having like all these expressions and stuff.
Mhm.
And you compare that to the original, where they're the remake, where they're just kind of like standing there, barely emoting.
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn, what happened to all the soul? What happened to all the personality?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely like that about a game.
Yeah.
Soul.
That's one thing I'm actually a little bit worried about with this game is how they're going to handle Ratchet's character and personality, because
Yeah, was he a bit too nice in remake for what I've heard?
he was overly too nice. Like,
Yeah.
the thing with the remake, why it's so fucked up that they made him so nice is
This
that
is
in
the
the
one on
original,
PS4, right?
yeah,
Okay.
because in the original he was kind of an asshole, and that was part of his character arc, because in the original he went from being an asshole to, you know, an actually heroic person who gave a shit and, you know, did the right thing.
Yeah, it's fun. It's satisfying.
Part of character
you know,
development.
Yeah, exactly. It's his character arc. And then, like, all the games after that, he was mostly, for the most part, heroic and, you know, nice. But, like, he still had, you know, character. He still got angry.
Still murders people.
Yeah, like, he still, you know, had, like, a personality.
He had that
In
edge
the
to him.
remake, he just is the most blandest piece of fucking chalk ever. Like, there's just nothing to him.
Yeah.
Like, his motivation is, I want to be a hero because I want to be a hero.
and
And
yeah.
that's about it. You know, he's like a fucking Boy Scout.
Yeah.
But Boy Scouts have more fucking personality than him. So I'm hoping that they give him a bit more character outside of, I need to find Clank. Because if his entire personality in this game is, I need to find Clank, you know.
Yeah. Hopefully Clank and Rivet will have some alright.
Yeah, I'm not too
Sure.
worried about Rivet. Like, what they've shown so far, I'm liking Rivet's character. She's kind of
Yeah.
sassy. She's fun. I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that they can, you know, give that to Ratchet as well.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
else?
Ratchet, like, he seemed alone in all the footage we saw, so I'm a bit, like, curious. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like he needs someone to play off of.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I agree 100%.
I mean, that's what, you know, that's what Clank is for.
Exactly.
And the only thing I'm worried about of them doing the whole Ratchet and Clank separated again stick is that I feel like they've done it a million times at this point. Because that was
Yeah.
like the entire gimmick with Crack in Time, was that Ratchet
Mhm.
and Clank were separated. But there's also been parts throughout the series where they've done this as well, where there's a bit near the beginning of the second game where they did that, and there's kind of a plot point in the third game where they do that, where Clank gets replaced with an evil clone of him,
What's his name?
basically.
Is it
Clunk.
a good pun?
Yeah,
What is it?
his name is Clunk.
Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah.
like a joke name I was about to say.
Right.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it was.
yeah. Yeah, and so I just feel like they've done the whole separating them in like almost every game.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's not like a
necessarily
problem,
bad
but
thing about it. But
I just hope they don't do it in the next game after this.
Yeah.
Namely.
I know we'll get to it, but there's one point I want to make that they like part of the trailer that they had.
Why don't you just bring it up now?
Okay.
Yeah, we can talk more in detail.
The first boss fight that they showed with that.
Oh yeah, the Juggernaut guy.
Yeah, the Juggernaut Nefarious or Nefarious Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Man, that transition with the rift, like, and
Yeah,
like,
using SSD to do that.
yeah, like
Yeah.
the way that I can't
They
think of the word.
loaded an entire level.
Yeah, like seriously, they went from one like big ass like bunch of animations going on, and then just flew no like load time at all into a whole nother level. That
Yeah.
looked
Like
that was so like
we haven't seen that before. Like games, we've had SSDs for a few years, but consoles never had them, so we haven't really seen games built around them yet, which is super exciting. Like all the shit you could possibly like do with that.
you know what
just-
else? It's just like when they make games that are more optimized for SSDs, that makes it when they get ported or if they
Yeah.
do get released on PC, that means like there'd be more optimized for PCs to actually
Yeah.
have higher FPS and actually utilize the factor of an
Yeah,
SSD.
because it's like, yeah, people have had SSDs on PCs for years, but
Oh yeah,
no one had them on consoles. Like they just,
it's almost
Yeah.
like you almost need an
no,
SSD.
yeah, this is
now.
exciting.
Yeah, no, like
There's a cool jump in technology we haven't seen in a long time. Like,
yeah, specifically in the gaming world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
yeah,
This is definitely I'd say this is probably definitely the most exciting next gen game so far,
Yeah.
wise.
Yeah, it's like the only PS5 game where I've been like, wow, like it's like actually like really
Yeah,
blew me away.
Spider-Man was the first one that started doing it, but this just blows it out of the water for me. They had the whole like no loading times when you'll go through a vent or something, but this just takes it to a whole nother level. I feel this game looks gorgeous.
Yeah, just all the cool stuff you could do with it. Like I'm excited.
My only wonder is how is that going to actually be utilized in gameplay outside of here we switched the transition for the boss arena. Now you're on a different planet.
Yeah.
Outside of being able to load like sub areas, because they showed that off where it's like you go into a drift and now you're in that little pocket dimension, you know, you're a little sub level. That's really fucking cool. I do wonder how that's going to be utilized in gameplay, where it's like, okay, I want to go to this planet because I missed a collectible there and I need to backtrack, right? It's like, is there going to be like one rift, or am I going to have a spaceship where I can just fly to whatever planet I need to? Do I need to specifically search out that rift to go to that planet? Like basically what I'm asking is, will I have to backtrack through like 3 levels just to get to the one level I need to backtrack to?
I doubt it will be that inconvenient.
I doubt it will. I'm not super worried about that, but if they fuck that up, then I'm worried about it. Because they haven't really shown that off yet.
Right.
And so I'm sure it probably won't be like that, but they haven't answered how they're going to specifically do it.
It would definitely be pretty cool if you could just like, you have like almost like a rift gun or something that you could just pull up a rift and you can bring it like anywhere.
Yeah. Because how you transition to different levels in the previous games was you just would go back to your ship, which would always be at the start of every level, and then you would pick a planet off of a menu screen out of all the ones you've unlocked so far, and then you would just go to it. And you'd sit through like a 5-second loading screen, and then you'd go there.
Seamless fast travel might be a big possibility, because that would just be like super impressive, like just on a tech level. So they probably are going to end up doing something like that, like, oh, you could go to any other planet like whenever you want. Like, I could see something like that happening, which would be neat.
I only ask this because they are switching up how you traverse the universe so much in this game.
Which is fine. How many entries in are we?
Yeah, I mean, no, that's fine. I mean, Crack in Time did, you know, a similar thing where it actually had a space, like, overworld type scenario where you'd fly around in space and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool. It wasn't perfect. It's kind of a bit awkward because there was no vertical.
Yeah.
It's just horizontal, so you're kind of on a
I think I've
flat
seen that before, actually.
space. But it was fine. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Another thing I feel like they really hit the mark with is the HUD. Like the HUD just looks very
it does
clean,
look really good.
very, very clean. And even like just the item bar, like when you could switch between your weapons, I feel like you always it's just a small thing about a game, but I feel like a good HUD for a game also.
Most of the Ratchet and Clank games have pretty good HUDs, and this one is no different. I also really liked the HUD. I think it looks really clean and it looks great.
Yeah, and I like the neutral colors of purple and orange.
Mm-hmm.
But
I wouldn't be too surprised if part of the accessibility mode would be adjusting the HUD colors and stuff, because they actually did have that in Deadlocked.
That was crazy how much accessibility options they had, by the way. I thought Spider-Man was impressive, but then they pull that out and it's like 10 pages of stuff. It's like, wow.
Yeah, the accessibility options look great in this game.
Yeah, it's like, which is great. Like, it's just like, I'm just amazed by how many options they had. Especially like all the color options. It's like, geez, you could like change the color of like everything individually. It's like, cool as hell.
When it comes to accessibility options, I feel like it's one of those things where nobody ever uses all of them, but everybody uses at least 1 or 2 of them, it feels like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or you'll end up wondering, oh, can I do this? And then end up finding like something you could do, and it's just like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah. Like Spider-Man being able to turn off QuickTime events is very convenient.
Yeah.
That's something I need. That was convenient. I don't even mind it that much. It's just Spider-Man had a lot of them. Just completely being able to be like, you know what? I don't want that.
Right.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, a lot of the like, they kind of like showed like a bunch of different cutscenes towards the end of the actual like 15-minute trailer that they had for it. I like the fact that you can like fly on, like you can actually ride things, like fight, like mid-air fights.
Oh yeah, the aerial combat.
Like they
That's something they have in most of the games. It was in the original. It was in 2.
See,
I don't think it was in 3. Well, it kind of was. You had the hover ship.
I've only played the remake on PS4, and I know that's
Mhm.
bad. So like for me, I don't know like all the gameplay of the older ones. So like when I see like when I first saw this trailer, I was like, wow, they're adding a lot of different like components to the actual combat, and it just, I don't know, looks
From
cool.
what I
to me.
know, remake gameplay was pretty solid.
Oh,
well,
no,
how
definitely.
remake was, it's not the worst one. There's definitely worse Ratchet and Clank games. Most of the spin-offs are worse. Like All for One's not very good. Full Frontal Assault's not very good. Size Matters and Secret Agent Clank aren't that great. So remake's better than all of
I could go
those.
back to 1. I don't know if has its gameplay aged? I've heard it's actually great.
It not really.
Yeah.
1 is still 100% holds up. It's still really good. The difference is that it just wasn't designed the same way as the other games.
Yeah.
You know, you only have 4 hit points, and
weird.
you can upgrade them late in the game to get up to like 8. Guns don't upgrade like they do in the sequels, but you can buy late game upgrades, the gold variants, which are much more powerful.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the strafing, but the game was designed around that. You know? Like enemies were designed around you having those abilities that
just
you
in
have in that
retrospect,
game.
it just might feel jank.
I'd say the only thing that feels jank about it is trying to use the blaster weapon specifically. Can feel really awkward. All the other weapons were designed around it and don't feel awkward to use at all. Because the blaster is just like your straightforward high fire rate pistol weapon, but you can't walk forward and like sidestep and shoot at enemies directly because there's no strafe. There is a strafe ability, but you don't unlock it until like halfway through the game, and it's a part of the jetpack upgrade.
Huh.
Like you have to hold down the crouch button with the jetpack, and then you start strafing, and that takes a few seconds to set up, and it's not that useful, but you can do it. But no, Ratchet 1 is still great, still holds up to this day, and I'd say it's much better than the remake.
Okay.
Just because like the remake literally cut out half of the fucking levels in the game. So that alone makes the original better.
Yeah.
That, and it doesn't have
nefarious
terrible
is the
dialogue every
remake.
2 seconds. Yeah, they shoehorned Nefarious in the remake. Although
Yeah,
that's technically 3 retconned Nefarious into the events of 1. But that was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in 3, there was a segment where they explained that the monsters that were attacking Blackwater City back in Ratchet and Clank 1 were caused by Nefarious.
Okay.
And that's why, part of the reason why Quark was there in Blackwater City.
Right.
Okay. You know, I find it funny though in the third game if it was just like he was standing there the whole time just off camera. That
Yeah.
would have that excuse.
Yeah. What was I want to talk about? Oh, right. Gameplay stuff that they brought back for the new game, Rift Apart. I'm really happy that they brought back the hover boots from Crack in Time, because that was like the best thing in the game.
The hover boots are there just because you don't have Clank, right? Like, just I mean.
Not just that, they do function as your like slow descent ability for Ratchet, but they also work as hover boots where you can just fly around on the ground really fast.
Oh yeah,
It's Sonic gameplay, but you know, actually good and functioning.
Oh, Shadow the Hedgehog gameplay. You have a gun.
Like,
finally.
no, yeah. Well, basically, Ratchet and Clank has always just been what Shadow the Hedgehog should have been. It's just Shadow the Hedgehog, but actually good.
Kind of is.
It especially feels like this is what 3D Sonic should be when you go to the like little sub levels in Crack in Time that are hover boot platforming challenges that are like just fly really fast pace around a little moon, and it's like really fun, and it's just like, damn, this is what fast paced 3D platforming should be.
Right.
So I'm really happy they're bringing
that
those
void
back.
other than Sonic, though.
Yeah, except for Sparks the Electric Jester.
Fuck is Sparks the Electric Jester?
You don't need to know. Yeah, I'm really happy to see those back because those were like one of the best parts of Crack in Time.
Yeah, they look fast and fun.
Yeah, and also we didn't see much of it, but the Clank puzzles in this game, from the small segment they showed off, looks like they're going to be similar to the Clank puzzles in Crack in Time.
Okay.
And those were like the best Clank puzzles in the entire series. So
I remember remake. Was he like he made like a bridge or something? That's all I remember.
well, remake the Clank puzzles were very similar to how they were in 2, and 2's Clank segments were similar to 1's but just with more stuff.
Okay.
So that's probably why they made them like 2.
Yeah. I haven't played any of the games still yet. I've like played remake in passing, and I think I saw some Crack in Time in passing.
Yeah. A few. Just want to go over a couple Easter eggs or potential story hints and stuff that I saw throughout the trailer multiple times throughout. Specifically the Nefarious Planet. I saw the Megacorp logo. So Megacorp was the giant evil mega corporation,
right,
from the second game. Basically, the plot of the second game is you get hired by the CEO of Megacorp to go hunt down this guy who stole a thing from them. And Megacorp, the galaxy that they operate in, they have a total monopoly over the entire galaxy. They literally own every single business in the galaxy, and it's all Megacorp. And so we saw their logo multiple times throughout the trailer. So are we going to see some Megacorp stuff? Like some weapons from the second game come in this one? We might. I kind of hope so. I really want to see the lava gun get brought back. Because that's like the best weapon in the series, basically. It's just like a flamethrower weapon, but you shoot out like string cheese lava, and it's nothing ever. Although it was kind of a little lame in the second game because when you upgraded it, it turned into the meteorite gun. And now the meteorite gun is pretty good, but it is a no lava gun. Like, the lava gun is just so much better. But they fixed it in 3 because they brought back the lava gun back in 3, but then it stays the lava gun. And then when it fully is upgraded, it turns into the nitroglycerin gun, where it freezes enemies instead of melting them.
All right, fun.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll see some stuff with that. During the photo mode segment, for like one frame, you could see a sticker of Emperor Nefarious.
Okay.
And the difference between regular Dr. Nefarious and Emperor Nefarious is that Emperor Nefarious's head is red, where the green part should be.
That's how he was able to take over the universe. It was just that.
Yeah, he looked eviler. Which, of course, everyone knows when you look more evil, you just are more evil and become more efficient at things.
Yeah.
True.
But I know Dr. Nefarious is just Sonic Saturday AM Robotnik, right? Except for he's a robot.
Yeah.
He wants to make everyone robot.
The story of this game is obviously given lots of Phineas and Ferb into the next dimension vibes.
Oh my goodness.
That's basically what the plot of this game is.
Which is fine, because that movie is sick.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
One or two more things to note. During the pocket dimension, the one frame during like the pocket dimension segment, where I think Rivet walked into, or it was either Ratchet or Rivet, they walked into a pocket dimension, and in there you could see a giant inflatable Al statue. Not statue, it was a balloon.
Okay.
It was a giant inflatable Al balloon. He was a character from the first game, and he also appeared in the third and also in Deadlocked.
Okay.
Although in Deadlocked, he lost his arm and got it replaced with a robot arm.
Awesome.
And then we never saw him again. They never bothered to bring him back for the future games.
Well, he's finally back.
He's
As
back.
a balloon.
He's back as a balloon.
That reminds me. There's one also really important thing I forgot to talk about until now. But the Phantom character, who they were talking about during the gameplay showcase.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I know who the Phantom is. The Phantom is Skid McMarks.
Skid McMarks.
That's quite a name.
Yeah. Yeah, who was the pro hoverbike, not the hoverbike, the hoverboard racer from the first game. And he also appeared in the third game, where he worked with you on the Q-Force.
What the heck is a Q-Force?
It's a elite squad of people that were handpicked by Captain Quark to defeat Dr. Nefarious.
Okay.
And Skidman Marks in the third game, there's one cutscene where he says, "My code name is Shadow Dude, bro." And Ratchet's like, "Okay, Shadow Dude, but I think we got this one fine." It's like, "Okay, I guess I'll just take my hacker and leave." And then Ratchet's like, "Oh, you know what? With the hacker, I think we'd like you to join the mission, Shadow Dude." And he's like, "Awesome."
So yeah, this Phantom just totally has the same voice as
100%.
Shadow Dude.
100%. They're the same voice actor, and I'm pretty sure for like one frame we can actually see him hopping around in the background.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 100% totally Skid McMarks.
He's back. Finally.
Yeah.
Beloved character.
Yeah. I think them doing the remake kind of made them want to revisit a lot of the stuff from the first three games, which is why we're seeing a lot more of it in this one compared to in the future trilogy, which kind of just pretended that most of the events from those games just didn't happen.
Did the future trilogy have different writers as well?
It did, and that was the biggest problem with it. Because that's when they kind of jumped the shark in terms of the writing, and they decided to just do dumb shit. Because it was really bad in Tools of Destruction. It got a bit better with Crack in Time, but in Tools of Destruction, there was just so many points where it was just like, well, that's just not even true.
Right.
Like they're talking about how Ratchet is like the last of his kind and shit in that game. Like his entire species just vanished. But in the second game, we see another Lombax.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah.
The games now, don't we?
Yeah. Tools of Destruction's plot gets dumber with each passing game. It feels like, because like right after that, we meet another Lombax in Crack in Time, and then we meet another new Lombax in this game. Although to be fair, this one's from a different dimension. So.
All right.
Yeah. Also, I really hope that this is the final game in the fucking whole Dimensionator saga, and that after this one we can move on to a different plot.
Well, to be fair, how do you top dimension hopping?
Just go back to the good old plots where you just fight an evil capitalist guy who's trying to make a product that you use to cut your butt hairs, but then it turns you into a robot.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, I just like kind of gerrymandered 3 different plot points from the other older games to make up a new plot. That's basically what happens.
Really, that could be a real plot. I believe you.
Yeah. Yeah. In like the first and second game, there's a running joke with the personal hygienator.
A personal hygienator.
Yeah. It's too long of a joke to explain, but yeah.
All right.
And then there's also the pocket crotchetizer.
Jeez Louise.
God, these games used to be really funny. Wonder what happened to all the jokes. But, where was I? No, really, where was I? What was I talking about before I went on that?
Dimensionator plot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I hope this is the last game in the Dimensionator plotline, just because we've been doing this plotline since Tools of Destruction.
Yeah.
And I really hope they just wrap it up here so we can move on to other new things. Because it's like, this is the fifth game where we've been talking about the fucking Dimensionator.
Yeah.
Because that was like, that was the big plot in Tools of Destructions, was you had to get your hands on the Dimensionator to stop the bad guy from bringing back his evil race so that you could use the Dimensionator to bring back the Lombaxes. And then that kind of, didn't sort of work out, but you still stopped the bad guy.
Okay.
And then, like, in Crack in Time, it's also with that same plot point. They don't really utilize the Dimensionator at all. That one's kind of forgotten because they go and look at the Great Clock instead, which is sort of like a time machine, not really. Make sure time doesn't fuck up. That was like the big plot in Crack in Time, was time shit.
Okay.
And then into the Nexus, they went back to the Dimensionator plotline.
Yeah, I can tell from the title.
Yeah, and then that's where this game is picking off at the end of Into Nexus. And so I hope they cap it off here, and there's a good conclusion to the whole thing, and then we can move on to a new plot saga for Ratchet.
Yeah.
Which will continue on with this, but will go in a new direction, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's what I hope.
Which will be nice.
For the game after this.
All right.
One more thing before we move on I want to talk about is the music.
Yes.
Because the music in this was so much better than the last game. Because I'm not so sure if I'd say it's better than the original trilogy. I haven't heard that much outside of the stuff that was in the trailer, but in the trailer, it did sound pretty good. Like, there was actually some personality to it.
No, definitely, I can agree.
And it actually felt like it fit the world that, we're in. As opposed to in the remake where the soundtrack was generic movie orchestra score the entire time. And it's just... Which is kind of... Yeah, it's kind of fucked up that they didn't reuse any of the songs from the original fucking game. That's fucking iconic. You can't just throw that in the trash can. Okay.
But not too much else to say. I think I got our fill.
Oh, one last thing. One more thing. We have not seen Quark at all in this, outside of one frame where you see him appear in the accessibility options.
What if we see alternate dimension Quark where he's competent?
Yes. I was just about to say that. I really want to see alternate dimension Quark. Yeah. So
That'd be great. Yeah, make that happen.
I mean, they haven't shown him off at all yet. And they're definitely going to have him in here, and there's definitely going to be stuff with him. So the fact that they're saving him and they haven't shown off yet, to me feels big. It's gonna be good. Yeah, I think this game is gonna be miles better than the remake was. I feel like it's probably gonna be around the same level in quality as Crack in Time, where it's a great entry with a lot of awesome new features, with a plot that's probably not gonna be as fun or has as good as moment-to-moment dialogue as the original trilogy and Deadlocked had.
Right.
But who knows?
But overall, I'm feeling pretty good about this game. I kind of wish it wasn't $70.
Oh, shit. Fuck.
But, yeah.
I hope that... Man, that sucks.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make $70 happen.
I'm not happy. Like, the fact that I know I'm gonna probably try at least to buy this day one, and I'm not gonna be happy about spending $70. $60, I'd be fine with it, but yeah.
70's over the line.
Yeah, it's pretty scummy. just how like that's so much fucking money.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous. But overall, I'm feeling good about this game.
Definitely.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was a good talk about new Ratchet and Clank game. It's looks very, very good. Moving on to our next topic, Toys for Bob, the company that animated.
So
Toys for Bob.
They made Crash 4.
Yeah, and they also did the Spyro remake.
Yeah. Crash remake was Vicarious Visions, right?
Yeah, the Crash remake was made by Vicarious Visions, who
We're also in the same situation from what I can tell, right?
Yes. Earlier, like I think last year it was, they got consumed basically into Blizzard, where now they're just a support studio specifically for Blizzard projects. And I think they got assigned specifically to, it was some remaster or remake of an old Blizzard game. I can't remember which one. I want to say it was either like StarCraft or one of the old Warcrafts, but I don't remember which one it was.
Warcraft 3 already happened. The Warcraft 3
Yeah,
remaster.
I know why they got them to do it specifically is because
Vicarious Visions has
fucked up.
made the Crash remake, and they just did a Tony Hawk remake last year, which was fucking amazing.
Yeah, and I think the reason why they got Vicarious Visions to do the new remake is because Blizzard fucked up the Warcraft 3 remake so hard. So, you know. But then Toys for Bob recently announced that they are going to become essentially a COD support studio from now on.
Who knows if that's permanent? Like, I don't know if that's just for the current COD game, like if they just want support for that just because the rest of the studio's not doing great, but either way, not great news. I don't want them to turn out like Raven, you know, who used to make a bunch of great like first-person shooters, and now they've been stuck making COD games for the last decade.
Yeah. It is more so. It's also worrying that both of the studios that Activision got to work on Crash and Spyro are now basically, you know, gotten absorbed into the fucking black hole that is Call of Duty and Blizzard.
Exist. It's not EA bad where they just destroyed the studio.
Yeah, like nobody lost their jobs or anything, so you know, it's not like the worst news ever, but it's a little sad to think that we might end up seeing another, you know, long hiatus for Crash and Spyro.
It's like how good Crash 4 is. Crash 4 is amazing.
Yeah, are we not gonna get the Spyro revival now? Like,
yeah, like, who knows?
Yeah, honestly, that'd be kind of sad.
I hope this is just support for the current game. Like, just maybe they just need more manpower in the next COD game. They won't be working on that, hopefully.
Yeah, but how much help do they need for a COD game? Like,
COD games are big budget, man.
Yeah, they usually have like 100+ people working on.
Yeah, they have huge dev teams.
Yeah, and they got like multiple ones working for each one because they got to make it yearly and shit. I know. I feel like at this point they could really slow down.
Raven and Treyarch are the usual dev studios,
with
right?
new COD games, though. Honestly, because like Warzone seems to still be kicking really hard, right?
Honestly, Warzone plays really well.
I've heard a lot of good things about Warzone.
Yeah, it's honestly like it was honestly a huge step in the right direction for COD in general. I mean, it is still just a battle royale game, but like, I feel like they added a lot of more realistic. Like they made the bullets drop off. Like in a regular COD game, you would just kind of aim at their head and it would pop them. Like you have to actually worry about drop off for bullets. The melee animations are a lot more accurate to like a realistic, like you trying to punch somebody in the face.
See, I don't care about realism in my COD game. I just want to be fair. I haven't played too many COD games. I'm not sure what I'm looking for in a COD game.
I played Black Ops 2 at my house back when we were
I played probably 10 hours of Black Ops 2 total.
Yeah. I just kind of feel like at this point they don't really need to release them yearly. They could just release one really good one and then update that, you know, for a few years and then maybe release a new one.
I know, but
At this point, it really feels like it doesn't need to be a yearly franchise at this point. They could just have one, kind of live service one,
Yeah, it's
Which is weird because they're trying to do service stuff in all their games, but still releasing them yearly. So why bother investing?
Yeah, they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. And
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't a sports game. This is a first-person shooter. This is like...
It feels like they would be better off just releasing one and updating it.
Like, look how more interesting like Assassin's Creed got when they started taking like year hiatuses. Like,
honestly, when did they? I forget what game they actually started that off, but it might have been Syndicate or Unity, where they lit it when I think it was Unity.
Unity was when they were like, okay, we really need to take a break.
Yeah, no, Unity. They literally released the game like a year after the previous one, and it was broken. And they were like, "Hey guys, we're gonna give you a free DLC because this game sucks."
Yeah.
Especially for a player like me, I love the Assassin's Creed IP, and when they released that, I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, Unity was kind of all sorts of fucked up.
Yeah, so I'm glad that Ubisoft took the message. Okay, yearly games, like games are too big and huge to develop now. We can't do yearly; it's just not feasible. But
right.
I hope Activision realizes that too of COD.
Yeah.
All right.
But I am worried that we're not gonna see, Crash or Spyro again for like another 10 years.
Which would suck, but...
I'm fine with Crash taking a hiatus just of how good Crash 4 was. I don't need a sequel right now. Like, Crash 4 was great. I don't see them top it. But Spyro,
when's the last time we got a new Spyro game?
Please.
Yeah.
Or could we get Crash and Smash at least? Just to give him a send-off for the next decade.
What if we get Spyro and Smash? Just off of that. That would be sick.
If I see one of those two in Smash, it will kind of break my heart a little bit. Just knowing that they didn't get into PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, but they got into Smash. And it will just be so like,
funny.
Honestly.
You already have Cloud and Sephiroth.
I know, and that's bad enough.
And Snake.
Snake is kind of filthy in Smash, though, if you know how to play him.
Snake's the PlayStation All-Star, and he's...
Yeah, but they got Raiden in PlayStation All-Stars.
Yeah, they had to get the lame one, who's written as a deconstruction of how lame Snake really is. Actually, more how lame the player is, but still.
All right, circling back around. Toys for Bob is supporting COD. Yeah. Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. You can.
Do you want to talk about the Miitopia demo?
Oh yeah, have either of you played that? I played it a bit.
I have not.
I haven't tried it, but I know they really upped the character creator in this.
But yeah, the Mii Maker is insane.
Is it?
First off,
it's on Switch, I take it, right?
Yeah, the demo's free. Try it out.
Okay,
Utopia.
definitely.
So I was lukewarm about the game costing $50, but now with like some of the little features they've added, along with the graphical touch-up and the Mii Maker, I'm totally on board now. Like, I'm buying this. Like, it's insane, like how detailed you can do. You can put pretty much an unlimited amount of stickers on your Mii's face now with a ton of different shapes, so you could just draw just about anything. And it's just so versatile. Like, I wish the regular Mii Maker had all these features.
I saw somebody made a $19 Fortnite card Mii.
Yeah, I saw the Mario and Luigi from the beginning of Hotel Mario.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen Mr. Clean. I've seen emojis. It's incredible how much you could do with it. It's nuts. Like and also they have hair you can edit. Like you can even have highlights to the hair color and stuff. It's great.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm
I hope
definitely
they
gonna
actually add some of these features to the base Mii Maker. Like that'd be sick.
might have to download it after stream today.
Yeah.
Give it
I played through Miitopia back on the 3DS. I really loved it. I know I talked about before I had a few problems with it, namely that I couldn't have full control over all my party members.
Right.
That really annoyed me.
That was my biggest problem with the
pet peeve
game.
I have specifically with turn-based games is if I can't have full control over all my party members, it's like
Can't wait to see you play Persona 3.
No,
Which
that's
is
why
a
I haven't
difficult
played it
game.
yet.
When you don't have, that game's hard, and you don't have control of your party members.
Right.
Yeah. I really wish they did fix that one thing, because that would be an easy fix,
Yeah.
Because there's already an auto battle option in the game.
It's never
I just want to turn it
frustrating.
off, you know? It's like
Utopia's never frustrating,
this,
at least.
it
Like,
would be like
they
in
have
the
health
newest
sprinkles.
Mario Kart game. It's like they had auto acceleration and like steer assist on automatically, and you just couldn't turn it off.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
mean, they
like-
are on automatic. But
Yeah, I mean, it's fine that it's on automatically. It's just like if I couldn't turn it off, that would be like a
yeah, that would be
big
lit.
annoyance for me.
Yeah, drifting
And
with those on is a pain.
I feel the same way about this. I don't think it ruins the game, but it definitely takes away, for me, part of
yeah.
the fun. Like, I feel like
See-
it would be more fun if it had that
I'm
feature.
fine with it because there's some things like the personality quirks and all that are sometimes negative. Like, and if you had the ability
that
to,
stuff's already random on your primary
that's
character
true.
anyway.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
true.
like if you let me control one of my party members, there's no reason why you can't let me control all of them.
Yeah,
That's how
true.
I feel like.
Yeah.
I just kind of wish that was there.
like I've said before, I don't find it too much of a problem because the fun of the game to me is just it's like Tomodachi Life, just seeing your Miis do stupid shit, and that extends to
Yeah,
battling.
definitely. 100%. I agree that. I had a lot of fun on my playthrough.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I even went and did most of the post-game content. Like, I did all the super dungeons and stuff.
Just get a
And I had a
vampire.
blast playing through that. Yeah, I unlocked all the secret jobs. I got
Utopia
results in the
Super
vampire.
Boss.
Yeah, I did it. I did all of
That's
it.
so funny.
And I had a lot of fun playing through it. But I do wish I had more control over my party members. Because
Yeah.
at that point, especially when you get to the late
Maybe,
game, where it's
maybe
just like,
maybe they could have
the
just added
only
that as a
control you
function.
have is like picking when you want to heal your party members. or
Yeah,
put
the
them
health
in-
sprinkles and amount of sprinkles.
Yeah. Or the berserk sprinkles.
The question
Yeah.
is it really worth the money to double dip on it at the end of the day? So
You know-
I think I'm convinced now after playing the demo. Maybe not double dip, but if you haven't played it before, totally pick it up.
Yeah. I would definitely recommend this version if you haven't played it already and you're interested in this, because it is a great game.
Yeah,
Despite my
also-
problems with it.
Also, it just looks really nice. They've touched up the visuals.
which is always good in a game, game looking nice.
Yeah.
But
Utopia does what I wish a lot more JRPGs would do, which is have, fully customizable party members and stuff
See,
like that.
my issue is Metopia.
So
like
I
I'm
could
totally
put my
fine with
OCs in my Metopia. You could tell who gets the most enjoyment out of Metopia, and it's the people who like to make OCs.
Yeah. See, Metopia I'm fine with because the game is really funny and silly. But like a regular JRPG, I hate naming my party members because I'm like, oh man, I want to take this seriously. What the heck do I name all these people?
Yeah.
Jingle Jangle.
Like I like picking the canon name for my regular like protagonist in most JRPGs.
Yeah.
But alright, do we have anything else to say on this?
No, I feel like I've talked about it.
Yeah, we've talked about it a couple times now. Now, actually after this time it's a couple times. But
yeah.
Moving on to two games that we talked about in previous streams that actually got released. Returnal and the new Pokemon Snap.
Well, I've seen a bit of Pokemon Snap. I haven't seen anything about Returnal really.
Yeah. I haven't played either of these games. I don't have a PS5 yet, so I couldn't play Returnal, even though I'm pretty interested in it. And I'm just not super interested in new Pokemon Snap, mostly for the price point.
Yeah,
Like, if this
60.
game was like $40, I feel like I'd consider it.
Yeah.
But with it being $60, like that's honestly my big problem with both of these games, is that they're kind of overpriced. Like $60 asking price for new Pokemon Snap when it's pretty short and it's just an on rails, photography game.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of a big ask. It's kind of a lot of money.
It does look pretty, which is good because that's the entire game. But
Yeah.
I like how you could print out your photos though.
Yeah.
You've seen pictures of people printing out photos of Bidoof's butt.
Yeah.
I
But
haven't
it
seen much of
seemed-
Returnal though, so how is that? Like, I mean, you haven't played it, but what's the consensus you've seen?
Okay. So to go over a few things I was confused about from last time, it is 100% just a roguelite.
Okay.
And so far, the only big criticism I've seen people talk about is basically that it doesn't really have like a save and quit option.
Odd.
Like if you want to save the game, you have to end your run basically.
That's weird.
That is
And
kind of
what
weird.
the developers have said to sort this out is to just leave the game in sleep mode.
Okay, that's kind
Like,
of
to
shitty.
just, yeah, and it's just like, really?
Just add a save and quit feature. Like,
Yeah, I mean, pretty much every
geez, the
other
original
roguelike,
Rogue probably had a save and quit.
I'm pretty sure it probably did.
That was PC, yeah, would have.
Yeah.
But yeah, these games just got released. Returnal, I'm definitely like, I want to play the game.
Is that PS5 exclusive?
Yeah, I want to play the game, but like I don't have a PS5, so it's like, ugh. Do I buy a
Yeah.
PS5 just for 2 games, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart in this game? But
Yeah, like PS5, like, yeah, I want to play Demon's Souls, but I'm not, like, if I really want to play Demon's Souls, I can just play the original. Like,
I mean, I'm looking for a PS5 right now. I'm like trying to find one, like even if I can't get it, you know, at retail, if I can find it for a decent price, I'm probably gonna pick it up
yeah, it's
at
just
this
like,
point.
just
'Cause
they're
it's
like
just,
so
like-
expensive right now and rare.
Because
It's like, man, I'm
I'm
gonna
just
wait
looking at
like
it's
a
like I
year.
need to get one before Ratchet and Clank comes out because I have to play that day one.
Yeah.
that
I
is.
mean, I wanted to buy a PS5 at launch because I really wanted to play Demon's Souls and I wanted to play Sackboy: A Big Adventure, and both of those games were launch titles.
I keep forgetting that Sackboy's Big Adventure came out. I want to play that.
Yeah.
I
And
already
couldn't
own it. I
do
think
the
I own
joke
some
where
PS4 games.
I
since the-
went into
Okay.
Best, you know, I couldn't do the joke where I went into like Best Buy and bought Sackboy's Big Adventure and Demon's Souls.
It's like buying Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing in the same day,
Yeah.
which I did.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so I mean, there's already more than enough games for me to warrant the purchase.
right.
I mean,
It's
I feel
like-
like there's already more games that I'm like really interested in on the PS5 than there were on the PS4 when you factor in that a lot of the games on the PS4 that I played, I can now just get on PC because I finally upgraded my PC.
Yeah.
And also, a lot of them I just kind of found a little disappointing. Like, Bloodborne didn't really live up to my expectations. It's still a great game. I just didn't love it as much as everybody else did.
right.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I get like
the
it
Ratchet and
in-
Clank remake, which I was really hyped for before it came out, ended up really disappointing me in a lot of ways. Although the
Yeah.
movie disappointed me more, so it was mostly the movie's fault.
Hey, as for video game movies, it's probably still the upper echelon, right?
I mean, yeah, but that's only because you compare it to other stuff that is total garbage.
I mean, the new movie for what's that? What's that game? Monster Hunter.
Sonic?
The Monster
Oh yeah,
Hunter.
the new Monster Hunter movie.
That one was actually
The
pretty
Sonic
good.
movie rocks, by the way.
Oh yeah, I watched it. It was really
Once
good.
they
I'm
once
really
they
excited for the
changed
sequel.
once they changed the look of Sonic and then make him look just creepy, he actually was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hired the guy that works on Sonic Mania and the Sonic comics. Oh, what's that guy's name? They hired him to just come in and be like, here's how you make Sonic look good.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like the Sonic movie design was one of his best designs, period.
I dig his new design. Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah,
And
I
now,
think
like,
it
Tails
looks
and Knuckles
great.
are looking good in the new one.
Yeah,
mean,
it
barely
looks
see
super
Knuckles, but Tails
clean.
look great.
It's super recognizable as Sonic.
There's
But they
so,
still have that bit of realism edge that they wanted.
Yeah.
there's
Which I don't have
so
a problem with.
With,
personally.
you know, high quality fur textures.
Yeah.
there are so many YouTube poops of the new Sonic movie. They're so funny. They're
No,
so
I,
funny.
you know, another video game movie. I dig the Silent Hill movie, even if it's pretty crap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's fun just because there's a lot of fan service in it.
To continue on with this conversation of video game movies, Nintendo recently, there was like an interview I read about recently where they interviewed the Nintendo of America president, and he talked about the Mario movie, and he also talked about how he's looking into other
Are we,
animation and just in general, or other
shall,
Nintendo.
shall I change the
IPs.
picture now?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wasn't sure. But continue,
Which is
continue.
interesting. I don't know what other IPs could work.
Well, the one I'm really hoping for is a Splatoon anime. That's what.
Oh yeah,
that's the one
I mean,
really
Splatoon had a
want.
manga already. I thought
Yeah.
Splatoon anime was like already happening actually.
It might be. They might have not announced it yet. I haven't heard of anything.
Okay.
Recall,
Because we had the
But
manga. that
it's
one
something I
for a
really
while.
want.
recall it
I
really
kinda
quick.
hope
Please
that
pull
it
up the screen. Please pull up the screen.
I kind of hope
Alright.
that it doesn't follow the
pulling up the
manga's plot.
Have you-
and it
have
does
you read the
something
manga?
original? No.
That's a good photo. That is my favorite Nintendo animation. Mario Bros. Super Show is sick.
Yeah.
What if we get that rebooted and they bring back Lou Albano from the dead as voice Mario?
No, they're gonna get Vinny to do it.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, what other IPs? Like Splatoon, maybe? Yeah, I could see a
Yeah.
Splatoon one.
I mean, they've already done like a Donkey Kong cartoon, and they've done a Kirby anime.
Let's get the
maybe-
people that did Castlevania animation to do a Zelda animation. That's horrifically gory.
Oh my goodness, that would be awful.
You know what would be good though? A Metroid, like a gritty Metroid animated like miniseries.
You know,
See, the
honestly,
thing about Metroid is, aside from Other M, they're kind of just plotless and more about the atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean you can do that with a television, like a miniseries. You know,
Yeah.
where it's, like just
No.
4 episodes.
Yes, you know what? Do a Fusion adaptation. Fusion has some good
Yeah.
plot stuff going on.
It'd be really good.
no, definitely. I feel like Metroid would be a cool miniseries to watch.
Yeah. Just do another Donkey Kong show.
That too.
Actually, wait, Metroid. I forgot Metroid is just aliens.
Yeah, exactly.
Did they ever make like a Kirby show?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
Yeah,
really
Kirby
good.
has his own anime.
Yeah, it's actually like really good.
Yeah, it is.
Interesting. Okay.
You know what's funny? That was actually how I first got introduced to Kirby, was through the anime.
Yeah.
I watched it as a kid, and then I remember the commercials would come on, and it would be for like Superstar Saga.
Yeah.
Uh,
Superstar Ultra. Superstar
yeah, it was-
Saga.
it was
Yep,
too-
no,
yeah,
Mario game.
it was like Superstar Ultra. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like for Kirby Superstar Ultra, and I was like, cool, they made a Kirby game.
You know, was there a period of time where you were like it was Sonic? Because I know you watch Sonic X. I wonder.
Yes and no. I mean, Sonic I always kind of just took as like a Pokemon where they just did them simultaneously.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I viewed that.
Yeah.
Because that's how Pokemon did it, where everything was
Yeah.
simultaneous.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. It's interesting to think of like potential new Nintendo animated shows and movies, because we've already gotten like quite a few actually, if you actually think about it and look back through all the years.
To be fair, they're all old and kind of
show.
suck. Like Captain N.
Yeah.
Like, of course, we got the more obscure early 2000s stuff, like, you know, Kirby. But
Yeah. But and we
For
also
the
had the
most-
F-Zero anime.
oh, the F-Zero anime is sick. You're right.
Yeah.
Where Captain Falcon punches so hard it like blows up a planet. He sacrifices himself at the end. It's sick.
You know, Nintendo technically owns the Astral Chain IP. Do you think they'd do an anime of that?
Huh.
That'd be interesting.
Oh, I just remembered there was a Bayonetta anime as well. She got an anime.
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
She got an anime. You know, Astral Chain's weird. It's like I don't know. I don't know if Astral Chain did. I personally
did okay, I think.
didn't like it that much. Like, it was just I was like hoping for like something at a level of like Platinum's Best. Like I was hoping for like a Bayonetta, but it was just kind of you have like one attack button.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
heard
no
it was
combos.
like pretty okay.
Yeah,
Wasn't
it's not bad. It's just I wasn't like hoping for something like on a level of Platinum's other output.
Yeah.
It just kind of feels cheap. I don't know.
Right. I don't know. This is a nice little. I mean, it's not necessarily related to games, but it's a nice little announcement from Nintendo that they're going into more
You know,
animated.
other video game things. It was announced a while ago. Sonic was getting a Netflix show.
Oh
new
yeah,
animated
they
show.
were doing that.
I'm excited. Sonic has not missed once of his animated shows, and that includes Sonic Underground.
That's true.
But Sonic Center, okay, like for real, go from 7 a.m. awesome. Adventures of Sonic Hedgehog, it's terrible but awesome.
No, Adventures on a Hedgehog is amazing and awesome.
I mean, 7 a.m. is tied to the longest running American comic series of all time, Archie.
Yeah. Honestly, Adventures is probably my favorite Sonic TV show. I think that
Oh.
show's fucking hilarious.
It's really
Like,
funny.
unironically, I think it's unironically hilarious. That show is
It's
so
so bad.
funny. The jokes are so good.
I love Sonic X, even
Yeah.
if the dub's not great.
I don't hate Sonic X. The only
Actually,
reason why
you
I
know-
did hate it is because I watched it 12 times because they would keep rerunning it for like 7 years even after it ended.
Actually, the weird thing is, I think the dub's good because I think they all the voice actors went on to be really great in the games.
Yeah.
It's just bad. 4Kids just had bad direction.
Yeah, I don't even think the overall voice acting with the dub is like that bad for Sonic X. I think it's pretty average.
They're all probably my favorite incarnations of all their voices, if I'm going to be honest. But and Boom is really funny too. I should watch more Boom. I wonder if it's on anything.
Yeah, I'd like to sit down.
A fun trivia: Boom is the only Sonic cartoon not have the final episode be named Last Resort. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
the only American one. Sad AM, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and Underground. Every final episode is named Last Resort. Which, the most humiliating thing about Boom is that the last episode takes place on a beach resort. And they forgot, and they didn't realize that they could have made the
Yeah.
joke.
I remember one of the writers
Yeah.
reading that on like Twitter and saying like, if I had known this in advance, I would have done that.
It's tragic. But yeah, we got anything else to go over? We've
Yeah.
gone over an hour.
Okay, but for real though, any Nintendo IP, what would be the one you want to see a show for the most? Like a
See,
show or a movie?
See, Metroid's weird because Metroid would feel like I would have to almost dumb down how weird and creepy it is to get it to work and not have it be like too heavy. Because they can't do something like PG-13 for these, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I
so-
feel like Metroid you could definitely get away with doing PG-13 because those
yeah,
are
we have had
pretty much all
M-rated Metroids.
T-rated.
That's true. Well, is Other M M-rated? I'm trying to
No.
remember.
It's only
Okay, it's not-
T-rated.
Okay, because
All the Metroid games for the most part are rated T.
okay. I can't remember. I swear
Except for like
Metroid
the
Prime.
2D ones. I think those are like mostly E10. For the
I
most part.
swear Prime 3 was Prime. I swear Prime 3 was M. Let me go look it up.
I don't
must have
think
been
it
crazy.
was.
Oh no, it was T. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's teetering on the edge. I'm gonna be honest. But Metroid is good. But yeah, so I don't know how well that can be translated without losing some of it. But I'm trying to think of other IPs. We've already had F-Zero. I don't know if Zelda could work really.
Yeah, Zelda's a
'Cause
tricky one. It
You
could,
can't have her.
but
You can't have Link
to
talk.
do stuff. I mean, they could have it structured like they structured the mangas for Zelda.
Oh yeah, I forget the Zelda mangas are really great actually, and Link does talk in those.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know what? Yeah,
I feel like the Zelda IP for going into getting an anime they would have to do it like perfect. So I feel like it'd
You know
be,
what?
it'd
You know,
be
now that
weird.
you've reminded me, yeah, go and adapt the Zelda mangas. Those are amazing. I haven't read those
Yeah.
in years, but those are all amazing.
They could definitely do it.
Except for the Phantom Hourglass one, where they tried to compress the entirety of Phantom Hourglass into what was it, like 1 or 2 volumes?
Yeah. For
But,
me personally, the show I want to see the most would definitely be a Splatoon show. And the best
Yeah.
thing about it is that there's so many different ways they could approach it. Like they could do 3D animation and it would look great. They could do 2D animation and it would look great. They could go really crazy with the art style. Have one similar
I mean,
to the official
plot-wise,
art.
they could go anywhere. They could do it like
Yeah.
something similar to like, you know, the single-player modes where it's like with the fighting the Octarian stuff. They could just do like a sports anime kind of thing with...
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that if they do it, it would be more like a sports slice of life type thing.
Yeah.
Where it's
Yeah, that'd
more
be fun.
just focused on the setting more than so than the characters. I'd rather it be an original story than do an adaptation of the manga.
Right.
What about you, Locos? What would you want to see?
No, definitely either a Metroid, or the Zelda one. But like I was saying, I feel like the Zelda one they would have to do they would have to get the voice acting like perfect because I feel like it'd be weird having like Link have a voice.
Can we get
Yeah.
more Kid Icarus shorts? Can we just get that?
That would
Remember
be
the Kid
good
Icarus
too.
shorts? Those were all really good.
I was thinking
Yeah.
about that too. I was thinking about Kid Icarus as well. But
Just do another season of Kirby Right Back at Ya.
Yeah. Or I forgot the Animal Crossing anime movie also exists. Half of these have
Oh, yeah.
had.
You know what? That's probably what they will end up doing. They probably will do. Like,
Well,
an
yeah, Animal Crossing is also getting a
show.
new manga. I forgot. So
Yeah,
yeah, you know what? Animal Crossing is getting an adaptation.
yeah.
But all right.
Actually, I could also totally see a Fire Emblem adaptation happening.
Oh yeah, that's
It hasn't already happened.
they would definitely probably do. Would be a Fire Emblem show.
Yeah. Oh man, make each season a different route of 3 houses. Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah.
You know, by the way, last season of Castlevania is coming out soon. I need to watch more of that. I've only seen all of season 1.
Yeah, same. I
Castlevania,
only watched up to season 1, and then I kind of just.
I know the director,
didn't get around
a
to
couple
the
of years
rest.
back now, he said that he wanted to do Devil May Cry for his next series, which would be
That would
awesome.
be sick.
That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be sick.
Plus, Devil May
So,
Cry's got a really clean, solid story.
Yeah, it'd be easy to adapt. Unlike
Yeah.
Castlevania, which they had to make a.
I
Lot
feel
of
like
people
they would probably want to do 3 first, just because that one's
Yeah.
the prequel. It's the one furthest back in the timeline, and it also has like overall the best plot besides arguably 5. They're about equal.
Five's plot's only good because it's following up on 3.
Exactly, yeah. And 4. 4 also
Yeah.
had an okay plot, but wasn't as
It's
good
okay,
as
but it's
5.
messy.
5 was
4 is
yeah. I mean,
very
5's
unfinished.
plot is mostly good because it finally caps off 4's plot and finally finalizes Nero's character.
Right. And Devil May Cry is so good.
Yeah.
I should play the Virgil DLC. But yeah, we've talked about animations that could be happening. No, we actually know we're saying animations. Nintendo didn't say anything about live action. No, they should get that in on that. We need our live action F-Zero. I want to see a guy at Captain Falcon suit punching people.
That'd be pretty funny.
Like fucking make it like Kamen Rider.
You guys ever see that video where these like 2 guys, like it's in real life, and the one guy's like got the power of Captain Falcon, so he's like, yo, check out this new move I did, and he's like, Falcon punch, and the one dude goes flying
It's a
against.
Smosh video.
I don't know if it's a Smosh video, but the dude goes
It sounds like a Smosh video.
dude
I
goes-
haven't watched Smosh in
Something
a decade.
similar to that.
the
at
dude
least.
goes flying, and then like gets splatted on the wall, but then he comes back. And he's like, okay, one more time. Let's do it one more time. And he does it again, and the dude goes flying, and then he just doesn't come back. Like, he doesn't...
Damn.
I'll have to show you guys after stream. But,
Okay.
Oh yeah, we got anything else to talk over?
Nope. That's about it.
yeah.
All right. Oh, nice little stream tonight.
Yeah, thanks.
Just kind of stuff off.
Thank you to everybody who was tuning in. I saw we capped out at about 14 viewers today.
Yeah.
So,
Hey.
And we got pretty high up there.
so thank you for everybody that's tuned in. See us back next week. Same time, same day. And have a good night.
Same bat time, same bat place.
Yeah, something like that.
All right.